this is Kyle, and welcome to another edition of COVID Comfort. Today we're going to be talking about Splatterhouse.
So, you want to know the story of Splatterhouse, the new horror video game for TurboGrafx 16? They say he stalks the old haunted mansion. They say he's looking for his girlfriend. They say his only weapon against the maggot-eaten ghouls who took her is a 2x4. And you say you want to play this game? Splatterhouse. Only for the TurboGrafx 16 system from NEC.
Yes, I changed my mind so we could talk about Splatterhouse 1 instead of Splatterhouse 2 for reasons you will discover later. But Splatterhouse is an arcade game that was later ported to one of the early consoles, TurboGrafx 16. Yeah, what the hell is TurboGrafx 16? You're about to find out. And by find out, I mean I'm just going to share a promotional video from TurboGrafx 16.
You are about to witness the future in video game entertainment. The TurboGrafx 16 Entertainment Super System. 16-bit power, arcade quality graphics, and an unbeatable selection of titles. We'll show you what's available now and sneak previews of what's coming.
TurboGrafx 16, the next generation video game system with the performance and power to blow you away. TurboGrafx 16, turbo for speed, graphics for unbelievable graphics, with 10 times the colors of most other video games, and 16 for the high-energy 16-bit graphics processor that makes huge characters with unreal detail like you've never seen before. TurboGrafx 16, it's more than a game, it's non-stop action and awesome adventure. And there's an arsenal of TurboGrafx 16 accessories to make sure the fun doesn't end, like Turbo Tap, so that on some games, you and up to 4 friends can get in on the action. Turbo Stick, so you can control the speed of the game. Turbo Booster, that works with your home stereo system to put out unbelievable sound and vicious pictures. And the ultimate in radical technology, TurboGrafx CD. It uses the immense memory of CD software to bring you super intense game-playing action with nearly limitless levels of challenge and excitement.
Yeah, that's what TurboGrafx 16 is. I love this kid right here. Anyways, so Splatterhouse is a side-scrolling kind of beat-em-up inspired by Friday the 13th. Clearly, look at this guy. He is Jason, but with a red mask so he can protect himself from copyright infringement. Seriously, this guy makes me... This is kind of what I imagine Josh looks like on his day off. Anyway, so you're this Jason-type character. You're actually Rick, trying to save your girlfriend from getting murdered, I guess. And you become this Jason-like character fighting all these monsters. These kind of weird, mutant, zombie things, possessed dogs. There's some great putrid corpse pinatas. And my personal favorite right here are these tortured people chained to the wall who puke up toxic vomit, which is, in more ways than one, a great metaphor for my screenwriting career. That's a joke just for Craig and Josh. So it's a lot of fun. Of course, any of us who love 80s horror movies, this has that kind of fun feel. It's got a great synthy Sega score. And you just fight monsters. That's what more could you want? You get to use a certain variety of weapons, mostly just like 2x4s and bats, and then you can throw some spears and get some, every once in a while you get a shotgun, which is awesome. some of the bosses are super cool. So this first boss on stage 1 is just a bunch of like awful, grabby, I don't even know what they're just like creepy ass, like fleshy, sluggy, bitey thingies. And then there's of course like a hanging corpse. And then the second stage is like a possessed room. So you have to dodge a bunch of stuff, and then you have to fight a possessed chair and some knives that fly around. But my particular favorite, and the reason why I want to talk about this game rather than Splatterhouse 2, is Chainsaw Hands. Yeah, that's what I said. Chainsaw Hands. There he is. Now, for those of you not watching the YouTube video, let me describe this as a 7-foot-tall, completely jacked man wearing some kind of flour sack, has a costume, including a sack over his head. And yes, instead of hands, he has 2 chainsaws. I mean, that's the best part of the game. If you don't want to play the game, at least go on YouTube and just look up Chainsaw Hands, because holy shit, he's awesome. That's my favorite boss. I've only gotten to like the next stage where you fight floating heads as some kind of boss. I've never beaten the game, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's just a side-scrolling old-school game, so it's, you know, if you're expecting or looking for something more sophisticated, sorry, no, this isn't going to be it. But if you just want to have fun and screw around and get some nostalgic 80s vibes, this is the game for you. They also made sequels, Splatterhouse 2, obviously, which I was going to do, which is also a great game. There's sort of a prequel, Unpake Graffiti, which was for NES, and it was only released in Japan. Now, of course, you can get like an emulator version of it. It's pretty cool too. It's ridiculous. There's a whole part in the first stage where you fight this vampire who does like basically Thriller, does the Thriller dance with like synth Nintendo music accompaniment. I don't know how they didn't get sued, but it's great. I would recommend checking it out. And part 3 is pretty great. It's really difficult. Part 3 is kind of like you go into they're all taking place in like haunted mansions of some sort or another in various rooms. Part 3, it actually has a map, and each room has like a time limit. And it's like a choose your own adventure, so every time the game is a little bit different depending on what rooms you go in and stuff. It's really hard. I can't beat it. I can't even beat part 1. But anyways, they also made a version for... I know they made a version for PS2, I want to say. And they've released some of these on like the digital store for like Wii. I haven't played any of the newer ones, so I don't really know. But this one is pretty awesome, as you can see. So I would highly recommend it if you're into that thing. And I would say, obviously, this game is like hundreds of dollars because it's like a collector's item. So, of course, you know, I don't know. Just wink it a nod, get an emulator. You can download it for free. Just play it on your computer. It's pretty fun, especially nowadays, you know, when the world is ending and we all need some sort of light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, so that's Splatterhouse. Next time we're going to change it up yet again, and we're going to talk about Dario Argento's autobiography, Yeah, so that's pretty much it. This is kind of a short one. So thanks for tuning in. Stay safe. You know, wear your mask and stuff. Adios.
Bloodhound Pix podcast is produced by Josh Lee, Craig Dram, and Kyle Hintz. Music by Raymond Seed. Audio editing by Kyle Hintz.